Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Oils for Dudes. I am on the completely wrong screen for that. Excuse me while I slide through this entire slideshow. You're going to see it in reverse right now. That's pretty cool. Super speed rewind. Okay. Well, everybody, thank you guys for coming on. I know we're still going to have some other people jump on, but wanted to get started talking about oils for dudes. So obviously, I was we just had our men's advance, so the dude oil power is kind of flowing really strong. We just had a advance, which is a meeting that we have twice a year, just as men that are either doing Young Living as a business, or our wives are doing Young Living as a business. And so we get together twice a year, talk about life. We talk a little bit about the business, but mostly we talk about being better husbands, better fathers, better leaders. And it's always the highlight of my year. And it just seems to always come at the right time. But so we're just coming off of that. Andrew came with me. This was his first one, so that was pretty cool. And then we are, always hoping to get more guys coming to the next one, which is going to be in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And that's going to be in September. So if anyone listening, if you guys are interested in that, if your husbands are interested in that, have them contact me. We can get the information. There is a registration price that's involved, a hotel room price that's involved, food, and then getting yourself there. So those are the expenses that you can plan to expect for something like that. But coming off of an event like that, we are just really pumped because we hear these stories about how all these men, we get together with these 300 men, and we see how they'd use oils in different ways, how the oils have impacted their lives, how it's changed their family, how it's changed their physical bodies, how they use them for workouts, and all kinds of different things, emotions, everything. But it's funny. We had one guy, his name's Jeremy Tallow. He told a story of his first advance, his first time coming to this meeting, and he thought to himself, he brought a group of 4 guys, and they kind of talked amongst themselves and said, if this is going to be a bunch of guys sitting in a circle around a fire, singing Kumbaya and rubbing oils on each other, we're getting out of here. Like, we are out. So they actually had this whole escape plan set up just in case that was what it was. But to their surprise, it was not that. That's not, when we say men using oils, that's a lot of times what comes into a guy's mind. But no, this stuff is legit, and we are excited to talk about it tonight with you guys and just share from a dude talking about how dudes can use these things that our wives have gotten us into, many of us. So let's go ahead and get started. So we are going to talk about all kinds of products, because Young Living does not just do essential oils. They have tons of different products. One of the things we're going to start off with are oils and products that are going to enhance your workout, help you recover from your workout, any kind of muscle fatigue if you have a labor-intensive job. These are going to be things that are going to be helpful for that. A couple of things that are great. The first item that you see over here, the Cool Azul in the white bottle. Cool Azul. It is actually an over-the-counter pain cream. And it's one of the things that FDA allows us to actually say that it is a pain cream, and it relieves muscle pain. Isn't that so exciting? So it's really great. You just rub it on either before or after a workout, and it really does take the edge off. I personally prefer the one that's next to it, the sports gel. It's a water-based sports gel, and it's less creamy, and it's a gel. So I like how that goes on a little bit better. The Deep Relief is the next one over. It's a roll-on. And it's just killer. It takes what peppermint and Panaway do, which I'm going to talk about also here. But it takes what they do and kind of puts it on steroids. Like it really takes that relief and the oil really deep into where that pain is coming from. And it makes a difference. And I love that it's in a roll-on just because it's easier to apply. I actually tend to get a little bit of stiffness in my neck sometimes if I sleep wrong. And so I can just really easily roll it right onto my neck, rub it in, and I don't have to go through the whole hassle of getting it in my hand, rubbing it, and doing all that. So it's a lot more convenient in the roller bottle. The next one over is Panaway, and I'm telling you, this is my favorite oil. I love this oil because it comes in the kit. And I, as a sign language interpreter, I move my hands all day, every day. Carpal tunnel is one of those things that is a major threat to an interpreter, just because we do so much repetitive motion over years and years of our careers. So there are pains and aches and little things that just pop up that are just very common for interpreters every day, especially at the end of a day that has been extra strenuous. So I will take a couple of drops of Panaway and just rub it all over my hands. And in a matter of seconds, I can feel a difference and I can move my hands beautifully again, instead of straining. And then talk about the one next over, peppermint. Peppermint is it's a cooling, it's a hot oil is what we call it. It's a hot oil, which means that it could have a warming sensation when you put it directly on your skin. And so you get that sense of it kind of being warm. Because it's peppermint though, it does also have a cooling effect. So it kind of ends up feeling like an icy hot type of sensation. And it can soothe those muscles as well. Any tight muscles, any weak muscles, any muscles that are in pain, especially after a workout. And then the last item here on this one is Orthosport. It is actually a massage oil. So this has essential oils in it, but it is actually already diluted. It has a carrier oil in there so that it can spread over the entire surface area of your back or whatnot. And it's meant to be massaged in. And man, this is another one that just feels great after a workout or after any kind of strenuous activity. So that is definitely one that I see a lot. A lot of guys will use these, especially there's a lot of guys in Young Living that are also a part of CrossFit. And they just swear up and down by these things. And they use them on a daily basis. So these are some great items for the guy in your life that is a workout guy and really into his fitness and comes home sore a lot. Get him on this list. So, all right. Next up, I'm going to talk about some products that Young Living offers for shaving, specifically for, they have a shave cream, they have some beard oils, they've got a whole line of these products for men. The name of them, as you can see, is Shutran, S-H-U-T-R-A-N. And Shutran is actually an essential oil blend that Young Living has created specifically for men. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what that oil is for in just a little while. But these products are all infused with that essential oil. So the shave cream, the aftershave lotion, and the beard oil, they also have a body soap, a body wash. So yeah, there's a lot of really great products that Young Living has put out with this Shutran oil for men. What was I going to say? Oh, that's what I wanted to say. With these products, especially with the shaving cream, if you're going to use a razor with the shaving cream, typically what I will tell people is that less is more. A lot of times it's a little bit of a thicker shaving cream. So if you're going to put it on your face, you want to do a really light layer. And I'm used to the lathering, to like having the big white froth so that I can see where it is. But with this, you really want to have just a really thin coat. feedback. Awesome. So, so you do want to use very little when putting it on your face and actually shaving with a razor. Otherwise, your razor could actually get clogged up a little bit earlier than you want it to. So less is more when it comes to the Shutron shaving cream. Yeah, love the beard oil. It's a great product. And we will talk a little bit more about that as well a little bit later. So moving on to luscious locks. This is one of the things that I obviously have taken advantage of, full advantage of. So these two oils are actually very commonly used. They're talked about in this recipe specifically for shampoo that you can make yourself, that you can add these oils to your shampoo. So this is cedarwood is one of the oils, and then the other one is rosemary. These are both really great for this. Now, cedarwood, this is how I've heard it explained, and this is how I understand it. So the follicles on my head, I have one bald spot, like right at the top of my head. It's just where I can't see it. So I'm one of those guys that, like, my wife had to tell me that there was a bald spot back there because I couldn't see it. Because I was determined, like, as soon as there was a bald spot, I'm shaving it off. I'm done. I'm not even going to deal with that. I'm not going to be one of these guys that combs over and tries to deny that the baldness is happening. I was going to own it. I'm going to walk in it. So that's what I did. And I was told at one point that cedarwood, the way that it works is your pores and your hair follicles will actually get clogged up through time. So they'll get clogged up with dirt, gunk, whatever the stuff is that we put in our hair, the chemicals that we put in our hair, even our shampoos and things like that. So those things will get all those hair follicles gunked up and will actually block the hair from growing. Now, cedarwood is actually going to be an oil that is going to clean out those pores. So as you put it on over time, it's going to clean those out, give room for maybe some of those follicles to grow back. So you'll hear them say, oh, use cedarwood for baldness. Now, here's the thing. If your follicles are dead, they're dead. Like, you can't resurrect hair unless you go have a transplant. That's a possibility. I'm obviously not a client. But for cedarwood, it will clear those out. It could grow back. But if your follicles are dead, it's not going to help. I tried cedarwood, like kind of crossing my fingers, hoping that that spot would come back for me. And it never did. So I was like, all right, that's it. I'm done. We're going to start shaving every day. I'm just owning this look, and I'm going to rock the beard. That's my plan. So, so that's what I've done. And then rosemary is a similar thing. So it can help work on that male pattern baldness and kind of clear up the pores, encourage the hair to grow. And I'm even wondering now as I'm saying this, had I used cedarwood and rosemary together, if I may have had hope, but maybe not. Maybe not. I probably would still be bald. Anyway, but these are a couple that you can try. If there's a couple of spots that you're wanting to check out, wanting to test before you own the beautiful look that I am rocking, you may want to try a couple of these just to see if it helps get your hair to where you want it to be. All right, let's see what do we have next. Sleep. So we call this one handsome sleep because I know some guys that need their sleep. I definitely know some guys that need their sleep. And we can't call it beauty sleep. That's not okay. This is a dude's class. So we'll go with handsome sleep. I'm still pretty sure that was created by a woman, though. I don't know. We'd call it like caveman sleep or something, I would think. I don't know. Anyway, so here we have, we're going to talk about sleep. There's a couple of things that I would say to this. Lavender is obviously here on the screen. It's a very floral scent, but don't let that scare you. And lavender is one of those scents that's very flowery, but gosh darn it, it works. It gets the job done. It is one that I have grown to be okay with. I typically am very averted to any kind of floral scents. But this one I've come to love because I've seen how much it works in all kinds of different situations. We call it the Swiss Army knife because we can go to it for pretty much anything, and it can help in one way or another. But with sleep, it is absolutely wonderful. I typically, if I'm going to use lavender, it'll either be diffused or like it'll be put into the air, or I will rub it onto the bottom of my feet. and that way it stays a little bit farther away from my nose, but it will still have the same effects. And I want to talk about that a little bit on sleep, because I feel like there's a couple of the oils that we use for sleep that I don't particularly enjoy the smell, which probably means that I need oils to help me sleep. Gosh, I hate that rule. So basically on the bottoms of your feet, all of the nerve endings that go throughout your entire body from your brain to your knee all come out right here on the bottom of your feet. They all end on the bottom of your feet. And so there is actually a way to map out what part of the bottom of your feet will reach what part of your body through the nerve endings. Okay, so that's why a lot of times we put oils on our feet. We start there because we know that wherever the oil needs to get to, it's going to get to, because it can access the entire body through the feet. So because of that, I will put lavender on the bottom of my feet. And I'm telling you, for me, it just gives me a restful sleep. Tranquil is another essential oil. It's a blend that Young Living has, and it's here in a roll-on in the picture here. So you can see that is good for easy application. Tranquil is not one that I use personally. My body doesn't seem to enjoy it very much. However, my kids love it. It's their favorite oil for nighttime. And with any kind of goal that you have with essential oils, if there's a health goal or a habit goal, be prepared to try a few and see which one works the best for you, especially when it comes to sleep. There are guys who have their biggest problem with sleep pattern is falling asleep. So for me, I use an oil called Rutavala, Rutavala. And Rutavala it smells horrible. It absolutely smells horrible. Now, there are people that disagree with me, so that is purely opinion. But it smells horrible. So I put it on my feet and I put socks on because I don't even want to smell it. But I will tell you, it knocks me out. I'm able to get to sleep quick, fast, right away as soon as my head hits the pillow, because it's just, it knows how to do it. I wish I knew exactly what part of the body it was attacking, but sure enough, I'm out. However, it doesn't help me stay asleep. So what I will also do is have cedar wood, and I'll put cedar wood on the bottom of my feet, and that helps me stay asleep all night long and not wake up throughout the night. So you have to kind of play with some of these oils. So lavender, tranquil, cedar wood, and then the horribly smelling one, the Rutavala. Those are 4 of the ones that you could possibly use to help you sleep. But you want to know exactly what what your struggle is when you're sleeping, and try a few out to see how they affect you. Okay? Because again, the goal is to wake up the next morning refreshed and ready to take on the next day. So whatever oil helps you feel that way in the morning, that's the one you're going to want to stick with. So yeah, these are 2 really popular options. So keep those in mind when you're talking about sleep. Oh, hold on. I want to say one more thing about sleep. I'm a snorer. I don't know if you're a snorer, but I am a snorer, and my wife does not like when I snore because obviously that keeps her awake. But there is an oil called Valor, Valor, that I put on my big toe every night, and there's no more snoring. It's just done. No more snoring. My wife gets to sleep. She'll even sneak it on my big toe if I've already fallen asleep and I forgot to do it. She'll go ahead and get the oil and reach under the covers and slip it on my big toe just to stop me from snoring. So there's another aspect of sleep. Men's sleep is what we do. Snoring is a thing, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to destroy your marriage. Snoring destroys marriages. That should be a hashtag. Snoring destroys marriages. So get Valor on your big toe. Okay, now we'll move on. All right, so since we're talking in the bedroom, let's go on to some more of my favorite subjects. So my wife and I recently taught a class totally about the bedroom, and specifically husbands and wives in the bedroom being husbands and wives. And this is a topic that is obviously very important to all of us. So we're going to address it because it tends to be really important to the guys. So we're going to talk about it. Can I get an amen? I can't because you're all muted, but I feel it. I feel that amen. All right. So first off, we're going to talk about the oil that I mentioned before that has all the shaving products. That's the word I'm looking for. The Shutran oil, the Shutran, the Shutrans, as it has been called. Shutran is a blend of several different oils, including Idaho blue spruce, which is a very strong oil supporting the male body systems, specifically the male reproductive systems, and the testosterone producing systems as well, the endocrine system. I believe that's right. I'm not a systems guy, but I'm pretty sure that's where that comes from. No, it's reproductive. Wow. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about stuff because I don't know that stuff. So then there's ylang ylang also in it. Now, this is where I'm going to say, and I'm going to mention this, that this is a man's oil. This is the man's man oil. I don't know if you saw the graphic that I posted before of the warrior, the Spartan with the Shutran. Like that was, like this is the thing. Like Shutran is an oil that is formulated to inspire a sense of masculinity, sense of confidence in us. It just has those oils that just feels like, oh, I'm going to conquer the world today. I am Sparta. And then you kick somebody into a pit. It's awesome. With this oil, though, too, there is an oil in there called ylang ylang. It's Y-L-A-N-G, Y-L-A-N-G. Ylang ylang. And this oil is actually great for women. Women love this oil. So a lot of men will use Shutran as a cologne. And they will just wear it because the ladies dig it. Because of that ylang ylang. And they don't even know why they're digging it, but they're digging it because women love the ylang ylang. It actually is, ylang ylang will put your wife in the mood. So it kind of helps her get ready for some bedroom magic. So it's actually great for both of you. It gives you that, gives the guy the sense of confidence, the sense of masculinity. It gives her that sense of, ooh, I'm ready to go because there's ylang ylang there. And I like that. So the oil next to it is a massage oil. And I'll tell you, no magic is going to happen in the bedroom if you don't have a massage oil close by. You got to have this one ready. Like I'm pretty sure I keep it like right next to my side of the bed because I just got to be ready to grab this stuff. Sensation is a essential oil blend that they have made into a sensation massage oil, which is what you see pictured. And again, this, like the other massage oil, like the Ortho Sport, this is also pre-diluted, so it's already has a carrier oil in it, set to cover any amount of space, so you can do the full body massage thing. And sensation is specifically said to be put on to massage on the front of the woman's body. So don't just do the back, do the full body, get into it, because what it's going to do, she's going to smell that sensation oil, and that is going to help her feel ready to be available as well. So these are awesome, and I have them all the time in the bedroom. Absolutely. So Shutran is also a really great, like I mentioned, Idaho blue spruce is one of the ingredients of Shutran, and it actually targets very specifically testosterone, which is where we get that sense of masculinity through the Shutran. So I want to show this graphic real quick. If you haven't been familiar with kind of the differences in how testosterone deficiencies can really affect a lot of areas of a man's body in a lot of different ways. I want you to kind of just have a look at this and compare. You know, you see things like when your testosterone is optimized, he's thinking sharper, he's got a sharper mind. Overall, his mood is happier, his muscle mass is increased, his libido is healthy, he's got stronger bones, he's got energy. And obviously, you look over at the man with the deficient testosterone levels, And you can see that he's at high risk for a lot of different things. Fatigue, even Alzheimer's is a bigger risk when your T levels are low. You have more fatty tissue. Libido gets affected. The higher risk for problems like ED, and all kinds of things. So testosterone is obviously very important to our bodies, not just for what we first think of, which is sex. It's actually for all over our health as men. And Shutron can be one of those oils that helps to continue optimizing that production of healthy testosterone levels. So I always get women saying, well, my husband don't need no more testosterone, I'm just saying. And what I tell those women is, the great thing about essential oils is that essential oils won't necessarily increase or decrease any chemical reactions in your body, but what it does is it balances. So if it's low, it's going to bring it up. If it's high, it's going to bring it down, because it's going to encourage your body to make the chemicals that it's meant to make at the levels it's supposed to make it. Okay? So never be afraid like, oh, I can't get Shutron because he's already got too much testosterone. It's okay. It's going to level him out. It's going to balance him. That's what it's going to be. That's what's going to get him to a balanced state, one way or the other. So, all right. For the boys. All right. So we're still in the bedroom, and this is a new slide because there was some oils that I definitely wanted to highlight because they're important for us. There's a lot of guys struggle with certain issues and trying to optimize their experience in the bedroom, and there's some stuff to help with that. Goldenrod is I'll tell you, it is a favorite oil among men. It is called goldenrod for a reason, we think. It's called that because that's the name of the plant, but it's amazing how God kind of has that sense of humor that he's going to name this flower goldenrod, and then, hey, you're going to use it for that. So goldenrod and cypress. I mentioned cypress because goldenrod is often out of stock. It's a very seasonal oil. They can only grow at certain times of the year. And when it comes in stock, the men that know about it, like all the men at the conference I was just at, they buy it by the case. So it goes really quick because it's scarce already. So cypress is actually a good substitute if goldenrod is not available. So cypress and goldenrod are both great to help optimize the circulatory system, to bring blood flow to places that need blood flow, which is why I've kind of put it in this bedroom thing, because when blood flow is happening, good things are going on. So I wanted to make sure to bring that up. Already mentioned Idaho blue spruce as one of the ingredients of Shutron that bolsters that testosterone. Well, it balances that testosterone production. And then this other one, Mister, is actually helps optimize a healthy prostate. And so everything that comes with that is, as I'm starting to, I don't even want to say this because I'm still only 35. I'm not quite on my way to 40, but I'm only 35 still. But as I'm getting closer to those years where I'm thinking, oh my gosh, in like 10 years, I'm going to have to start getting colonoscopies and I'm going to have to start doing all these things. And they're going to start checking my prostate and things like that. I'm like, I want to start doing whatever I can to help. So Mister is an oil that I put on daily just to maintain that healthy activity in that part of my body. So that's just something that I wanted to mention on those for sure. So, all right. So we're going to leave the bedroom now, and we are going to go into some practical everyday uses that we use oils for. So lemon oil, as you see here, is referred to as the duct tape of essential oils, because it's like, again, if you need something done, go get the lemon and we'll see if it'll do it. Lavender is definitely the Swiss Army knife, but lemon is the duct tape, because lemon will just do the practical stuff that has to be done. So I use it as Goo Gone more than anything. I did a video I think a month ago or so. We have a toaster oven in our kitchen, and we had a bag, like a bread bag, next to the toaster oven, and the plastic melted onto the glass of the toaster oven, and we could not get it off. We used everything. We were trying to scrub it. It was crusted. It was hard. It had, cooled, so it wasn't moldable anymore. It was just on there. We even used our Young Living's cleaning product called Thieves. We used that to try to get it off, and Thieves gets everything, but it would not get this. Could not get it off. So I just went over and I was like, you know what? This is what I know lemon is for this, so let me try it. So I went and grabbed the lemon. I put a little bit, just like 1 or 2 drops on my finger, kind of rubbed it on the plastic, on the actual toaster oven. And then I let it sit for just a second. And then I went and grabbed a paper towel, and I literally wiped this off like it was frosting. Like it was frosting. And I took a picture, I took a video of it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to show everybody this. This is incredible. So if you go back on my page or on one of our group pages that we have and look for that, search lemon, or I think you can search lemon oil and see what comes up. But you'll see that demonstration of how it just wipes off with ease. Like seriously, it was crazy. So now our toaster oven is perfectly clean again, and there's no melted plastic on it, which is wonderful. So yeah, it takes the sticky residue, it takes those labels off of the things. When you buy something, you can't get the label off, and then it's just there, and you've got to scrape your fingernails and like you lick it and you try to get it off. The lemon oil is going to get it off for you. You don't have to lick it. That's gross anyway. But the lemon oil will wipe it right off. It's crazy, and it gets all the sticky, gooey, yucky stuff. So yeah, you can use it to clean anything. You can add it to vinegar. You can add it to anything like that to help any kind of those like baking soda, vinegar mixes for cleaning, and it's going to make it awesome. Besides the fact that it's going to smell like lemon, which we all know how we love lemony fresh scents for cleaning. So definitely a great one to go with. And I think we will see lemon again here in a little while, just because it's so good at cleaning. So, all right, I'm going to talk about some Thieves products. I mentioned Thieves once already, but Thieves is the germ killer, absolute germ killer. And what we're talking about right now is our dental hygiene. Because let me tell you, if you have not taken a look at the ingredients in your toothpaste, oh my goodness, I encourage you to look, because it's terrifying. Some of the things that they put in that toothpaste. And if you don't know, there have been links to what the chemicals and things that are accessed into our gums, because our gums have such a thin layer between between the outside and our circulatory system, our blood flow. Because you know how easily your mouth bleeds if you haven't flossed in a while. It's easily accessed through your teeth, through your gums. So everything that you put in your mouth is getting right into your bloodstream. It's just like jumping into a Niagara Falls right into your bloodstream. Super easy. And once I started looking at the labels on the toothpaste, and even some of the mouthwashes, I'm like, oh my gosh, I do not want this stuff in my bloodstream. I mean, we're talking, you look it up, there'll be some carcinogens, there'll be some nasty things that you just don't want in your mouth and you don't want in your kids' mouths. So because I have now been ruined for general toothpastes, I go to Thieves. It definitely has been a taste to get used to, but man, I love it. I love it now. I'm used to it now. It's acquired taste, but it's good. The Thieves is a blend that has the cinnamon, has some lemon in it, as far as the essential oils go. And it's just great. And I tell you, your mouth just feels completely clean. It feels so good. A couple of tips on the mouthwash. If you don't shake it up, your mouth will be burning with the fire of 1,000 suns. The cinnamon in the Thieves and the essential oils in the Thieves, the clove, the things that kind of make Thieves, you'll feel them. if you're trying to hold this liquid in your mouth for too long, because you'll get a bunch of oil in your mouthwash. So you want to make sure you shake up the bottle before you put the mouthwash in. Otherwise, you're going to get a not so happy surprise. Now, the tip that I want to tell you with this Aroma Bright toothpaste is I have actually started using it. I heard someone talk about it, and I have loved it. I have actually started using this toothpaste as my deodorant. So I'll put it on my toothbrush and brush my teeth, and then as soon as I'm done with that, I'll put just a little squirt on my fingers and put it in my armpits. I work outside interpreting, so my arms are moving outside in the Florida heat, sweating, surrounded by tourists. Let me tell you, it works. And it's the deodorant works. The smell, it doesn't smell. It keeps me dry. It keeps everything intact, and I can be confident in it. So I have loved it. Some people, it did take a while to get used to the whole idea of liquid deodorant. Was a different feel because I've always been used to the sticks. But it's another one of those things that you want to look and see what are the ingredients of your deodorant that you're putting in your armpit onto your skin. Because again, the skin is the biggest organ in your body, and it absorbs absolutely everything that it touches. So consider that. So yeah, I love these products. They're great products. If you haven't tried them, try them. They're fairly inexpensive to try out. They have smaller bottles of the Thieves toothpaste and small bottles of the Thieves mouthwash. So give them a try and see what you think. All right, so one of the other things we learn whenever we get 300 men together at a twice-a-year conference is that we don't eat very well when we get together. So we need some of these products. We definitely have the DiGis. It came up multiple times. People guys were asking, okay, who has the DiGis? Do you bring it? Who's got the DiGis for this meal? We need it. Because you just eat, when you eat the grease, you get the jumbles and you get the reflux and you get, just doesn't feel great. DiGis is one of those ones that's going to help with that. And it's another one that doesn't have a great smell. I know some people that love it, drink it. They will drink it in their water. The DiGis Vitality oil, they will drink it in their water. I can't stand it. It's another one for me that needs to be on the bottom of my feet with socks. It's the only way I'll use it. And then you have some of the supplements that Young Living offers, including Essential Zymes 4 and Life 5. They will also help with that. Life 5 is a probiotic, and Essential Zymes 4 are those enzymes to help you with your digestion. So there are those that are more into supplements than I am. What's that? Thank you so much. That's why I need my wife. She's awesome. So Life 5 is actually no longer Life 5. It is now Life 9. And so they've added more to it, much better product. I know we use it. My wife takes it every day, so she loves it. So yeah, so these are products that for digestion and overall health. But DiGis I'm always going to have on hand, especially if I'm eating not good stuff. We go out for pizza, got to have my DiGis nearby. So I will say that. All right. I'm going to talk briefly about beverages. Another thing that we do when a bunch of essential oil guys get together is we share a few drinks, we share a few brews, and we tend to take our oils out and dump them in. So you see these labels, you've seen a couple of different oil bottles. All these labels here are white labels. That is what Young Living calls their vitality oils. And these are oils that are labeled specifically for ingestion. That you can cook with them, you can drink them, you can take them in a pill or in a veggie capsule. So these are oils that are specifically labeled that way. If you have for example, a peppermint vitality oil bottle like you see on the picture there, and you have a regular peppermint oil bottle that does not say vitality and it is green, do you know what the difference is with what's actually in the bottle? Well, let me tell you, there's no difference whatsoever. It's the exact same product. It's the exact same oil in the bottle. It's just labeled specifically in order to comply with the FDA and their requirements. So for labeling and intent of use. So vitality oils are the ones that we talk about whenever we're talking about ingesting, because you can trust the white label to know that this is definitely safe to ingest as far as the FDA is concerned and as far as we are concerned as Young Living. So we will actually add these oils to different beverages. We've had oils added to wines. We've had oils in wintertime made into a mulled wine. And added some of the citrus oils into some beers. There's certain beers that are supposed to be paired with certain fruit, and you can absolutely substitute those fruit for essential oils and get some of those benefits as well. And it tastes amazing. It's phenomenal. So yeah, that's just something to consider whenever you see a white label and just think, Now there are some that I do not recommend putting into your beer. There are good ones and there are not so good ones. Lavender is not one I would choose. I'm just saying. That's just me. But yeah, play around with it, mess around with it. It's a lot of fun to experiment with these things. And if you're wanting to talk with guys or get some more guys, talking about oils, a beer event is actually a very successful way to get a bunch of guys around talking about oils. So definitely something to consider if you're wanting to go that route and get in touch with some of the guys on your teams. All right, another practical use for essential oils is working out in the lawn. I, for one, am, first of all, incredibly allergic to fresh cut grass. So I do not mow the lawn. My wife mows the lawn. And she loves it. She actually enjoys it. So it's okay. We have an arrangement. But one of the things that I do, especially if I have to mow the lawn and in the dead heat, thank God I haven't had to do lawn care since I lived in Florida. But to actually take the peppermint and put it on the back of your neck when you're doing outdoor work, it actually does, again, like I said before, has that cooling effect that can help you feel cool while you're outside and help cool you off. Another option, like the graphic says, is to actually put the peppermint oil on a damp rag and put that on the back of your neck to help kind of refresh and keep it there. And whenever I did once on a hot day, I did actually had to mow the lawn. I didn't have a choice. I actually put a bandana around with peppermint oil on it, and so I could breathe that in, and it kept me clear while I was mowing the lawn. So there's a lot of things you can do with peppermint to help your outdoor experience be a lot better. But that cooling sensation is a great one for cooling off when you're outside working in the heat. The next one is, like, do you have a job? Do you have a family? Do you have responsibilities? Do you have bills? Well, we have Stress Away, so we can deal with all of them. I love Stress Away. It's one of the only blends that has vanilla essential oil. We actually don't sell a vanilla essential oil by itself, but it is a part of this blend, and it is just so soothing. So if you have not tried Stress Away, try it. And I want you to know this and remember this. In the kit, in the starter kit that you ordered when you first got started, it's in there. It might be hiding, but it's there. It's the free oil that you get in the secret compartment underneath. So if you're thinking right now, oh my gosh, there's a secret compartment, go to your kit, open it up, and get the Stress Away and put it on right now so you can just de-stress from the fact that you haven't had it for months. But it's an amazing oil, really relaxes you. There are guys that do the bath thing. There are guys that don't do the bath thing. But if you're a bath guy, no judgment. But if you're a bath guy, you can totally do a Stress Away bath. Your wife can help you figure out the Epsom salts and how to make that work. But oftentimes you'll put the oil in the Epsom salts, let it soak in, then put them in your bath, and you have a Stress Away bath. Like, who doesn't want to bathe in stress relief? My gosh. So definitely do that. The graphic here also mentions that it can be partnered with orange essential oil, and that can be a great refreshing and relaxing scent partnered together. So Stress Away is a big one. I typically will apply just the straight Stress Away oil to my temples, and it just feels great. Just feels great. All right. Toenail care. I have never gotten a pedicure. Do you know that? There are guys that do it, and more power to you. I have yet to branch out, and I feel like it's becoming more and more popular for guys to get pedicures. But what I will say is that toenail care is important. We definitely want to be taking care of our toenails for sure. Tea tree oil and oregano are the two that are recommended to help that. The tip here on the graphic, as you can read, recommends combining them together with a carrier and putting them in a roller ball so that you can apply them to the tops of your toes and rub them into your toenails whenever you want to do that. So if you have specific toenail care concerns, definitely go see your doctor about it. But this is something that can definitely help support whatever other care you're taking for those kinds of issues. And preemptive care is always great. Take care of it. Take care of everything now, so you don't have to take care of it when it's in trouble, right? So this is something that I definitely want to start paying a little bit more attention to. So I need to do this one, actually. Every once in a while you teach something and you go, yeah, I should be doing that. Well, that's one of them for me. All right. Next we have the Big Daddy Beard Oil. So some of us rock the beards. Some of us, well, I'm sorry. Anyway, some of us rock the beards. If you rock a beard, beard oil is something that you should definitely look into. If you haven't looked into any kind of beard oil, let me just say, dude, take care of your beard, man. Like, come on, don't be nasty. Take care of your beard. Clean it out with soap. Daily shampoo it. Do something. Do something. But if you need something daily, get a beard oil going. It's amazing. And it does a couple of different things for you. It takes care of the hair, the texture of the hair, the quality of the hair. And then it also, your beard is like your natural diffuser, which is why I feel bad for guys that don't have beards, because you can't have the diffuser effect. And I can put oils in my beard and they just diffuse all day long, just right into my nose. And it's a beautiful thing. But with the beard oil, there is a recipe that we'll post up for sure on the Facebook pages and everywhere, just so to make sure you have these, so don't feel like you have to write them down now. But this is definitely one suggestion: the cedarwood, bergamot, and peppermint. That is definitely a great combination. We already talked about how cedarwood can support healthy hair growth, and the other two are going to, just continue to support that. There are also some oils underneath there that you can see that are suggested that you could also use. Basically, the takeaway from this is find smells that you like and make a beard oil, and remember, Shutron has its own. So Shutron does have a beard oil if you're not into doing the mixing and it's just like, forget it, I just want to buy it as it is. We do have the Shutron beard oil. However, you can also get bottles like this. My wife gave me this beard oil for Valentine's Day. So she made me up a beard oil. And you can put in whatever you want. The only thing I would say is carrier oil wise, for the carrier oil, you're going to want to choose either jojoba, which is Jojoba, jojoba oil, or grapeseed oil. Those two are going to be the best to work with the hair that is on your face. We will sometimes use coconut oil and extra virgin olive oil for carrier, but it's just not ideal for facial hair. It's a little bit greasier and it doesn't absorb into the hair as well. So I would definitely recommend the jojoba oil and the grapeseed oil for a beard oil that you're going to make on your own. So, yes, beard oil. I was going to say, Jennifer, if there's any questions that you think are worth bringing up at some point, I should have said that earlier on. But if there is anything because I'm not reading the chat, so if there's anything vital, let me know. Cool, thank you. All right, so the Muscle Man mix. This is just another recipe, another suggested recipe. that you can make your own out of these oils: lemongrass, copaiba, Idaho balsam fir, wintergreen peppermint. That again is going to help maximize your muscle performance, maximize your muscle recovery, and just overall help your muscles to feel better and to do better. The copaiba is one of those amazing oils that just, it helps with pain. I'm just going to say it. It helps with pain. So yeah, definitely take that and incorporate that. If there are guys that have not been on the group that I was talking about earlier, the men's group, it's called Essentially Equipped Challenge. There are guys that have made their own muscle blends, workout performance blends. A couple of them, I know there's one called the Beast Mode Blend. But these guys, it's kind of like guys in Kansas City making up their barbecue sauces and trying to compare and trying to be like, oh yeah, I made this barbecue sauce. The guys in this, they make up their oil concoctions and they compare them and they try them out and criticize each other, and it's kind of awesome. So there's definitely a lot of options out there, but this is a great start and a great base. I know the one guy, the Beast Mode oil actually includes black pepper as well, black pepper oil. So there's lots of different options you can use to create the perfect blend for you and your body to get your body up to that next level of performance. So I want to mention the shoe powder because, dudes, let's face it, we smell sometimes, and we got to take care of that smell. So here's a recipe for getting rid of that odor. Purification is the essential oil that you want to use. I'll even put a drop of essential oil, purification essential oil, on a cotton ball and throw it into my gym bag, or throw it into my shoes if I've got some rank shoes that need to be taken care of. Also, I will make up a room spray with purification in it for the bathroom, because we like to make stinks in there. So it's always good to have that nearby. Purification is going to literally destroy the smell, and it's awesome. It's got I know it has lemon, citronella, and I can't think of the other ones off the top of my head. But a lot of great oils that are going to take the smell, the stink right out of the air and neutralize them. So it's a great oil. This one is a powder you can put in your shoes. It'll go a lot farther than just one cotton ball. But yeah, there's lots of options for that. Okay, so we see lemon again with a hand scrub. If you are a grease monkey, you like working on cars, you like to get your hands dirty. I kind of think it's a comparative to like what it's what Fast Orange. It's just like that citrusy kind of scrub that will get the grime off your hands before you go back into the house for dinner. But again, this one, it's that lemon. It's going to get all that sticky off. We already talked about how it kind of operates as a Goo Gone, and anything that is really tough to work through, the lemon and the hand scrub is really going to help you break through that. So we'll post this recipe as well so you guys can have it, and that's going to be pretty awesome. And then the last recipe that we're going to mention before we wrap up is this one. If you're a hunter, there is a cover scent for you to go hunting with. This includes pine, cedarwood, northern lights, black spruce, Idaho balsam fir, and cypress. Now, with these oils here, what I have heard, I am not a hunter. I'm going to, full disclosure, I'm not a hunter. So if you're listening to me right now and you're like, wow, this guy really does not know what he's talking about with hunting, you're absolutely right. I do not know what I'm talking about with hunting. But what I've heard some hunters say is that you want to be aware of what forest you're hunting in and what trees are present, because you're going to want to find the oils that are going to match the trees that you're surrounded by to really make that cover scent more effective. So for that purpose, if you find yourself around a lot of pines, you might want to use more pine than cedarwood if that's kind of your area's foliage. So just be aware of that. But I've heard some hunters come back with a lot of success just saying that it really did the trick, and it was a really great cover scent as far as cover scents go. Again, I've never used a cover scent in my life, so more power to you guys that are hunters. Do it, rock it on. All right, so that is the end of the formal presentation. So I really appreciate you guys all coming out for this and checking out what's going on with the men and the dudes using oils. Again, we didn't have to rub oils on each other once tonight, so I think that's a win, any way you look at it, right? So everybody, it was great to have you guys. If anybody has any questions, I'm going to go ahead. We can go ahead and stop the recording for now. Thank you guys for coming for the recording. If you're listening, thank you guys so much. If you have any questions, please contact us. We'd be happy to talk with you more about it. And that's awesome. Thank you so much.